Good morning, everyone, for this new episode from TransConnect on blood components and component preparation part 2. Earlier, we had covered part 1, in which we had talked about RBC, the modifications of RBC. We talked about plasma, the various types of plasma and the modifications in plasma. And today, we'll be talking about mainly the platelets, the cryoprecipitate, and the granulocytes. We also have a presentation and episode on pediatric blood transfusion. So that is also there, and you can check this in the TransConnect website and the TransConnect videos that we share with you. So I am accompanied with me, Dr. K. Jayagori, who is going to be talking about this blood components, component preparation part 2. So over to Dr. K. Jayagori for the same.
Good morning to one and all. So we'll be seeing about blood components and component preparation part 2. So we'll begin with the component preparation overview. So once there is whole blood, there is two methods that we can proceed with. One is soft spin and the hard spin. If we need PRP, we can start with the soft spin that will give us RBC and PRP. The RBC can be proceeded for storage, and PRP, if we hard spin it again, we'll get platelet and plasma. Platelet can be stored, plasma will be frozen and then stored. So now, or else directly we can take whole blood, start with the hard spin that will give us the buffy coat, RBC and plasma. The buffy coat on soft spinning will give us platelets, RBC for storage, and plasma can be frozen. Now if we need cryo, we need to thaw the frozen plasma and produce cryo from that. This is another pictorial representation. The third picture that is showing buffy coat method is the most commonly done method. We'll begin with cryoprecipitate. So cryoprecipitate or anti-hemophiliac factor is prepared from the FFP stored at a temperature less than minus 30 degrees centigrade. It is a cold insoluble protein that precipitates when the FFP is thawed at 1 to 6 degrees centigrade overnight in a refrigerator or a circulating cryobag. The precipitate is concentrated in the bottom of the plasma bag following hard spin centrifugation at a cold setting. The cryopoor plasma, that is the supernatant that is formed, is transferred into a satellite bag, leaving only about 10 to 20 ml of plasma for resuspension of the cryo. This cryoprecipitate has to be refrozen within an hour of removal from the refrigerated centrifuge, and it should be stored at a temperature less than minus 30 degree for a period of 1 year from the date of collection. This cryoprecipitate is rich in factor 8, factor 13 and Wald-Willebrand factor. It also has high levels of fibrinogen and fibronectin. According to the Indian Drugs and Cosmetic Act, factor 8 in the final product will be more than 80 units per bag. Rapid freezing of FFP after formation has been found to increase the factor 8 yield in the cryo. Thawed cryoprecipitate should not be refrozen. Once it is thawed, it has to be used within 6 hours if it is a closed system and 4 hours if it is an open system. Decline in the factor 8 levels has been seen at room temperature. The cryoprecipitate is indicated in DIC in hemophilia patients where factor 8 concentrate is not available, factor 13 deficiency, and any fibrinogen disorders like hypofibrinogenemia, dysfibrinogenemia, etc., and Wald-Willebrand disease. There is another entity called pooled cryoprecipitate. That is, the adult dosage of cryoprecipitate is generally 10 units. We can pool it and it can be issued. Pre-storage pooling can be done, and the cryo has to be used within 6 hours. If the pooling is done after thawing, it has to be used within 4 hours. There is another entity called fibrin glue. As you can see in the picture here, one syringe will have thawed cryo and the syringe number 2 will have thrombin with or without calcium. Now, both of these syringes are applied simultaneously at the bleeding site. It is commercially available. TTP patients who do not respond to plasmapheresis with FFP, in such conditions, cryo can be used as a replacement fluid. Coming to the quality control of cryoprecipitate, regarding appearance, it should have a slushy consistency, volume 15 to 20 ml, fibronectin level should be 150 milligram per bag, factor 8 should be at least 80 international units per bag, Wald-Willebrand factor 40 to 70% of the original, factor 13 20 to 30% of the original, fibrinogen at least 150 milligram per bag. Coming to cryopoor plasma, this is a byproduct formed during cryoprecipitate preparation. refrozen within an hour of removal from the refrigerated centrifuge, and should be stored at -30° for a period of 1 year from the date of collection. The levels of factor 8, factor 13 and von Willebrand factor activity are decreased. Normal levels of factor 5, factor 1, factor 7, factor 10, antiplasmin, antithrombin, protein C and protein S has been observed. The component still has a fibrinogen level of about 200 mg per deciliter. Coming to the quality control of cryopower plasma, for single donor plasma also it is the same quality control parameters. Regarding appearance, it should not be yttric, it should not be lipemic, there should not be any discoloration. Volume 200 to 220 ml. Stable coagulation factors 200 units for each factor. Coming to platelet concentrates. Platelet concentrates is produced from whole blood donations or apheresis. The more important prerequisites in the donor are that there should not be any antiplatelet medication. That is 72 hours for aspirin, 14 days for clopidogrel and teclopidem. The blood draw time should be less than 10 to 12 minutes and there should not be any needle manipulation during draw. The temperature at which the whole blood should be stored is 20 to 24 degrees centigrade for platelet preparation. Within 6 hours after whole blood collection, platelet has to be prepared. Platelets from whole blood can be prepared by two methods, as we saw in the component preparation overview. One is the PRP method, that is the soft spin followed by the hard spin. The second is the Buffy coat method, that is the hard spin, which will give us the Buffy coat. Soft spin of the Buffy coat will give us platelets. The Buffy coat method has less platelet activation compared to the PRP. Platelet concentrates are usually suspended in 50 to 70 ml of plasma. pH should not be less than 6 during storage. Storage should be between 20 to 24 degrees centigrade with continuous gentle agitation throughout the storage period, which is 5 days. Quality control of random donor platelet by Buffy coat method. In appearance, there should be swirling. There should not be any visual RBC contamination. There should not be any discoloration. Volume is 70 to 90 per ml. Platelet count is more than 6 into 10 power 10. pH should be more than 6 at the end of permissible storage period. RBC contamination traces to 0.5 ml. WBC contamination less than 5.5 into 10 power 7. Sterility should be determined by culture of the unit. Coming to pooled platelet concentrates. Pooling of 6 units of ABO and RH blood group matched random donor platelets that are prepared by either Buffy coat method or PRP method in a closed system using specialized pooling sets. Regarding expiry date of the pooled platelets, the shortest expiration date of the unit should be selected as the expiry date. Each pool must be labeled with the total volume, the ABO indication and the RH type. Also, the number of units that were used to pool this particular unit should also be mentioned. A record of the individual unique donation numbers of each unit should also be maintained. Coming to leukoreduced platelet concentrates, inline filters or filters attached to the tubing by sterile connecting device can be used to remove leukocytes. Whole blood filters sparing platelets are also available. Less than 8.3 to 10 power 5 leukocytes should be according to AABB standards. The quality control of leukoreduced pooled platelets. Appearance-wise, swirling should be present. RBC contamination and discoloration should not be present. Volume more than 200 ml. Platelet count more than 2 into 10 power 11. pH more than 6. Residual red cells should be traces to 0.5 ml. Residual leukocytes less than 5 into 10 power 6. Sterility by culture. Another entity is washed platelet concentrates. Washing will remove plasma proteins. So where are these washed platelet concentrates indicated? Severe allergic reaction to plasma containing components and antibodies to IgA in an IgA deficient recipient. 1 to 2 liter of sterile saline may be required. 33% of platelet yield is lost during washing. It should rest at room temperature without agitation between the centrifugation and resuspension. The shelf life is 4 hours after the start of washing. Irradiated platelet concentrates. Irradiation is used to prevent transfusion-associated graft versus host disease. The irradiation dose is same as the RBC. That is, a 25 gyrate dose should reach the center of the bag and at least 15 gyrate dose should reach the periphery of the bag. Platelet concentrate can be irradiated till their expiration date, and post irradiation also the expiry date is same as the original date. Platelet concentrate in additive solution. Platelet additive solution contains acetate, potassium, magnesium, and phosphate. The main function of PAS is for maximal plasma recovery and to decrease the allergic and febrile reactions in the recipient. Potassium and magnesium in the PAS improves the in vitro storage and quality of platelet. There is another entity called platelet concentrate with volume reduction. Centrifugation of platelet concentrates and reducing the final volume of platelet concentrate between 35 to 40 ml with high platelet yield. The in vitro recovery rate of platelets and the platelet properties are also maintained in this method. The shelf life is 4 hours if open system is used. This volume reduction is mainly to prevent cardiac overload and during intrauterine transfusion. It will minimize the ABO antibody infusions in ABO incompatible platelet transfusions. There is another entity, pathogen-reduced platelet concentrates. So platelet concentrates can also be treated to inactivate microbial agents through photochemical methods. Number 1, amatocillin and UVA. Number 2, riboflavin and UV light. And 1 light alone method, that is using UV light alone, has been used. There are various devices like Hemotonic CBDS, Bacti Alert 3D, Intercept, Verax platelet PGD test, etc. Coming to apheresis platelets or single donor platelet, an adult therapeutic dose of platelets is obtained from a single donor. It limits the risk of transfusion-transmitted infection and alloimmunization to HLA antigen. High cost is involved. Various apheresis instruments are available. Platelet additive solution may also be used, resulting in lower amount of plasma and other benefits. Coming to quality control of single donor platelet, as any other platelet concentrate, swirling must be present. No visual RBC contamination or discoloration. Volume more than 200 ml. Platelet count more than or equal to 3 into 10 power 11. pH more than 6. Residual red cell traces to 0.5. Leukocyte less than 5 into 10 power 6 and sterility by culture. When we use PAS, it is almost the same quality control. Coming to granulocytes. Granulocytes are prepared either by pooling multiple units of Buffy-coat or by apheresis technology. So in collection by apheresis technology, screening and counseling of donors is very important. Infectious disease and serology testing must be done. The donor must be stimulated with steroids alone or with granulocyte stimulating factor. Preparation of the final product requires sedimentation agents such as hydroxyethyl starch to facilitate the separation between red cell and granulocyte. In the Buffy-coat product, the whole blood donation is centrifuged and Buffy-coat is obtained after a hard spin. The Buffy-coat product can be irradiated and stored at 20 to 24 degrees centigrade without agitation and used within a maximum period of 24 hours. It is administered as soon as possible after collection as they rapidly undergo degradation. The density of granulocytes is slightly lower than the red blood cells. Therefore, ABO compatible granulocytes is always done. Microaggregate filters or leukocyte reduction filters are contraindicated in case of granulocytes. Coming to the quality control, volume 200 to 400 ml, granulocytes 1 into 10 power 10, other leukocytes 0.1 to 0.7 into 10 power 9, platelets 2 to 10 into 10 power 11, and red cells 5 to 50 ml. When it is whole blood derived, the volume or plasma should be 200 to 250 ml. Granulocytes should be 0.5 to 1 into 10 power 9. Whereas in apheresis we saw 1 into 10 power 10. So coming to the summary, the factors affecting the component quality is very important for any component. The first important factor is donor related factors. That is pre-donation platelet count, blood group, medications they are on, donor infection, etc. Blood bag composition also plays a role in the pH of platelets. The type of anticoagulant used and additive solution used increases the shelf life of red cell concentrates. Regarding phlebotomy, it plays a very important role in the platelet count and the level of coagulation factors, as we should not activate the platelet and coagulation factors during venipuncture and manipulation. The volume of blood collected is very, very important, as the ratio of anticoagulant to blood collected leads to clots in blood bags. The temporary storage and transport is very, very important while preparing platelets. The centrifuge requirements, that is the rotor size, temperature, duration of centrifuge, G-force, balancing, everything is very important while preparing the component. The method of separation of cellular and plasma components also plays an important role in the component quality. That is, when we prefer Buffy-Coat method, less amount of platelet is activated. Storage conditions and temperature is very, very, very important in case of component preparation. Thank you.